Ah, Skyrim. The game I've been putting off since 2011. I think the furthest I've ever been in the main story is the first dragon encounter outside of Whiterun. I know, that's only like a couple of hours in the game. Why? I have no idea. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Bethesda's open worlds. I've played Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I am foaming at the mouth over Starfield, which is just around the corner. All I know is that I really want to give this game the time that I know it deserves. So, I'm trying. I am really trying, y'all. And yeah, I know that trying to complete this beefcake with Starfield staring me down on the horizon is a really dumb move. It's fine. Wouldn't be my first dumb idea.
Halt! Anyone else feel like running?
Because let's be honest, I'm probably only going to play Starfield when it releases. And Skyrim is more than likely and unfortunately going to be taking a backseat. Again. Okay, so the goal with Skyrim this round is just to get through the main campaign. I don't necessarily want to just mainline it, but I need to stay somewhat focused. It's getting a bit ridiculous. And can I just say that this is by far the most glitchy start I've ever had with this game? Never have I ever had a horse sentence me to death. Like, what the hell? I don't have any carrots, bro, leave me alone. So I'm going to be running with a Khajiit thief named Darkesh, meaning clever thief. I know, so creative, right? I decided to go with Hadvar during the dragon attack, because why not? And at one point, I tried to murder him. Wished it would have worked. Oh well. For the majority of my stay in Skyrim, I'll be rocking light armor and utilizing stealth. Also, my character is going to randomly have a book collection fetish. Anyone else book hoarder in the game? We should chat. I'm sure we'd get along nicely. Now, as far as stealth goes, it's always been my preferred method in video games. And I don't think I've ever asked myself why I prefer stabbing bad guys in the back versus busting into buildings with guns blazing. But I finally asked the question. I think it has something to do with wanting full control over a situation, and not necessarily feeling confident enough to do so when things get chaotic. I mean, sure, there's also that amazing feeling of sticking to the shadows undetected and eliminating an entire gang of bandits without a scratch. But I think coming to this realization has really opened my eyes as to who I am as a gamer.
The closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out.
I do find it odd that Hadvar says we should split up, but then proceeds to stand there as if he really wants you to follow him, like he really needs a friend or something. So I took him up on his offer and ran the opposite direction. So I'm running away from him, but then I thought it'd be funny if I could beat him to Riverwood. Had to hit up the Thief Stone real quick, of course.
Hadvar? How do you know him?
Okay, I didn't realize his uncle would actually talk to you even if Hadvar wasn't with you. Almost as if Hadvar really was supposed to take off and you felt like you had the choice to stop by Riverwood later. Okay. Then I stopped by my favorite shop and collected the quest I've already completed about 8 times.
Yeah, we did have a bit of a break-in. Robbers were only after one thing. An ornament, solid gold in the shape of a dragon's claw.
Honestly, I'm kind of over this quest, but it's part of the main campaign, so I don't really have a choice. I do enjoy Bleak Falls Barrow, though. It's probably because I've gone through it so many times that it feels like comfort food at this point. Like pizza and 2-liter on a Saturday night, if that makes sense. Okay, I want to get back to the topic of me switching to Starfield and abandoning Skyrim to the video game dump. Now, I know for a fact I'm not alone on this one, okay? If I had a dime for every time someone said, gotta tackle the backlog, or add it to the backlog, I'd have a crapload of dimes. I come across so many mutuals on Twitter struggling with this notion of trying to keep up with the latest and greatest, always playing this game of catch-up. I'm sure if you're a kid living with your parents, or, if you're single, have a low-stress job, and you've cut off connections with friends and family, sure, you might be able to make it happen. But if you're someone like me who has a full-time job, relationships to maintain, a place that needs upkeep, a spouse, kids, basically an abundance of adult responsibilities, something's gotta give. So when it comes to gaming and trying to continue being a responsible adult, sacrifices have to be made, right? It's that or you ditch it as a hobby altogether, and we don't really want to do that. Now, of course, this is going to differ from person to person, as there are plenty of people who are totally fine with playing for a couple of hours on the weekend, and no sacrifices need to be made. Nothing wrong with that. But for me, I'm always trying to get somewhere between 6 to 8 hours of gaming time per week. Now, with that said, I'm married, have 2 toddlers, and work full-time as a sound editor in theatrical marketing, which can be demanding at times. So in order to do this, it comes down to sacrificing sleep or time with my family. Well, since I got married back in 2015, sleep has always been the sacrifice. I would get up at 4 a.m. just to get in what I felt like was enough time. And recently, I've been staying up a bit late because my wife and I are actually doing this whole nighttime potty training thing with the girls. It's actually been working out quite well. My wife gets to sleep and I get to play games. Everybody wins. Okay, sidestepping here real quick. I actually ended up having a lot of fun at Bleak Falls Barrow this time around. I tried to get too creative with some Draugr kills, but one surprisingly paid off. I also got one hell of a shot off on Arvel.
Never should have come here.
Who's running now, bitch? And yes, I'm playing on Apprentice difficulty. Don't at me. I'm enjoying myself. Leave me alone. The one-hit headshots are so damn satisfying, I am not going back to Adept. Just not happening. Anyway, I got the claw, opened the puzzle door, learned a dragon shout, killed the Draugr, snatched the dragonstone. Back to Riverwood.
No need to trouble yourself.
Oh, and I stopped by a nice old lady's cottage and said hi. Good times.
Cool.
I guess what I'm trying to say is that as an adult gamer, you need to find a healthy balance. Find that sweet spot, so to speak. I recently signed up for a boxing gym, actually, because I'm in bad shape. I sit all day long in front of my computer. I work from home. I don't exercise. I just don't. And I've cut my game time to like 3 nights a week instead of every single morning, which really felt like a waste. I was doing an hour and a half gaming sessions in the morning. It just didn't feel like enough. So I'm trying to find that balance. It's not perfect, but I'm working on it. Look, games will always be there for you when you need them, but you need to find time to take care of yourself and the people in your life too. Now, I realize that gaming can be a great form of self-care. It's my biggest form of self-care. I use it as a way to zone out, reset, de-stress, all that good stuff. But you know it's also good to close your eyes and breathe every once in a while? Take a walk around the block to enjoy the fresh air and absorb some vitamin D, learn a new skill, call up a parent you haven't talked to since last month. Yeah, that's right, I'm calling you out. Sometimes finding ways to make others feel good will ultimately make you feel good too. I hope you get what I'm saying. I found this great quote the other day. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Kind of like how I'm gonna make Lucan feel when he finds out he's been robbed again and his precious claws melting away in the fireplace. Or how Sven is gonna feel when he finds out that I told Camilla everything, and now he'll have to watch Camilla and Faendal get married and live happily ever after. Sucks to suck. Well, until I'm ready to head over to Whiterun, I'm just gonna waste some time here working at the mill. I'm gonna leave you with one last thing. A jumper cable walks into a bar. The bartender says, "I'll serve you, but don't start anything."